Good day and welcome to Space Station Live. We are in the Christopher C. Kraft Jr. Mission Control Center and the International Space Station Flight Control Room. Here today as a team of flight controllers watching over the activities of Expedition 36 aboard the International Space Station. Chris Cassidy worked this morning with the Spheres experiment, which is short for Synchronized Position, Hold, Engage, and Reorient Experimental Satellites. And this is part of a Zero Robotics competition activity that actually is a joint activity with the European Space Agency to allow students an opportunity to program these small little satellites that maneuver relative to one another inside the large volumes of the International Space Station. These satellites were demonstrating their proficiency inside the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency provided Kibo laboratory today. There is a possibility that someday these types of satellites could be personal assistants for astronauts inside the space station or valuable assistance for spacewalking in providing camera views of activities outside the space station. In addition, at 9:05 today, Chris Cassidy spoke with students at the Talbot Innovation Middle School in Fall River, Massachusetts as part of an educational event. Cassidy enjoyed the event with the students on the ground, a New England native with roots in Massachusetts and Maine, and promised to have a visit in person after he completes his expedition. Meanwhile, Pavel Vinogradov worked this morning to set up a run with the Crystal experiment, which examines structural characteristics of systems that are formed by charged dispersed macroparticles in a magnetic trap aboard the space station. Results of that experiment could be used for future spacecraft and advanced photovoltaic or solar cells. Later today, he's going to be doing some routine maintenance and cleaning the Russian segment of the space station. Meanwhile, Alexander Mazurkin is working this morning to continue checking out the new treadmill that was installed over the past several days in the Zvezda service module of the station. That new exercise device arrived on the Progress 51 spacecraft, and the old treadmill has been temporarily stowed, and the new treadmill is getting ready to be put into use, helping keep the crew fit and ready for duty, as well as for the return to Earth and One Gravity. Today's Crew Earth observations activities are going to include an opportunity to take the first look for the station crew at tornado damage around Oklahoma City. They'll also include views of Havana, Cuba, the Santa Barbara coast, and a volcano site both in Russia and in Mexico. In addition, as this crew continues its work on orbit, the rest of the Expedition 36 crew is in Kazakhstan getting ready for a launch to the International Space Station on May the 28th. Karen Nyberg, Luca Parmitano, and Fyodor Yurchikhin are scheduled to launch to the International Space Station this upcoming Tuesday. They will be making one of those same-day rendezvous and docking arrivals. The launch coverage starts at 2:30 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday. There will be launch scheduled for 3:31 p.m. Central Time. Docking coverage then resumes at 8:30 p.m. and then the docking is expected to occur at 9:16 p.m. So just within about 6 hours, the crew will be going from Earth to the space station, and then we expect hatch opening coverage to begin at 10:30 p.m. with the hatches opening and the welcoming activities beginning about 10:55 p.m. Again, all that happening on Tuesday, May 28.